Chapter 16, Men of the Mississippi, the land of cotton and turtle stew. That doesn't sound like a very good part of the world for men to be in. Among famous old steamboat towns of the lower river is Memphis, Tennessee. Drawn up from the floods on its bluffs, tall towers of this city loom like shining clouds in the sky, and clouds made Memphis, fluffy clouds of cotton. Cotton bale-loaded steamboats once crowded Memphis's landings. Today, slow freight is trundled by towboats, while cotton chugs by train. But through busy with many new things besides cotton, Memphis is still called Cotton King. Memphis is that town Grandma went to and stayed at the hotel called the Peabody with the ducks in it. It's pretty famous, too. Minn knew cotton. She had seen endless miles of its snowy bushes. At Osceola, Arkansas, waddling into a cotton gin at night, what a tussle. It clung to claws. It wasn't easy to spit out. But not knowing about Memphis and cotton, Minn lingered a while. One of the men talked with tourists in the town. Was the South always the land of cotton like in the song? No, sir, for cotton gin got invented, combining the little seeds away that was all picked out by hand. Mighty slow work. The South growed just enough cotton to dress herself neat. She growed corn, taters, and such, and tobacco shipped out of New Orleans. When the world wanted blue dye for cloth, the South growed indigo plants for dye, and sugar cane. All sugar was brown, till down in New Orleans they cooked up white sugar, so everybody's plant canes. Then came cotton gin and miles of cotton bales on levees, and this was the land of cotton for sure. The South sort of climbed a ladder on rungs of tobacco, indigo, cane, and cotton. And now, industries. Changes? Yes, sir. When I was young, wild pigeons flew over by the millions, and seen flocks of parrot birds, too, like green jewels. And egrets, so many it looked like even swamps growed cotton. In the swamps out here, egrets croaked just like frogs, and frogs bawling like bulls, and bull alligators roaring like lions. The river was seen growing strong and rolled 500 pounds of cotton bales just like nothing down the levee, across the stage down to steamboats. Just like drums, and we sung them days. What's left to sing about now? Well, the pigeons and the parrots are gone forever, and egrets thinned out. Steamboats almost gone, but the river, hold on tight. Minn trusted her river and took it for granted, and it was a good provider. She had long known the taste of the common bullhead. Down here its cousin, the channel catfish, and another animal named fish, the buffalo, which is delicious. But an old channel cat of 200 pounds was too big for Minn, and she also kept clear of the alligator gar, a 5-foot bony skilled fish with jaws like an alligator's. Another creature, named for the alligator with gaping mouth but no teeth at all, was Minn's first cousin. Cousin or not, Minn claimed no kin to the alligator snapping turtle. She cruised right on past. She preferred to live with dainty freshwater shrimp, the always tasty crawfish, big frogs, and fat fishes found in shore pools. But after floods drained away, they lived between wing dams in lagoons or half-moon horseshoe lakes, which had once been bends in the river. Many miles below Memphis, 2 boys explored the banks of a lagoon. One grumbled, "All right, Sam, so I'm from the north, and I don't know your south or your old river, but I do know your dog has sure been messing with skunks." "Cousin Robert," drawled Sam, "does you stay on with us this summer, you're going to get close acquainted with the dog smells. That dog's got valuable parts, he has. He's full-blooded bulldog part, never gives up, and he's always feuding with skunks. Now his full-blooded pointer parts shows. Look, see him pointing?" The yellow dog bounced on driftwood, staring into the shallows. Sam sauntered over, reached suddenly, and scrambled back, dragging a hissing Minn by the tail. "What a whopper!" squealed Robert. "What an ugly, evil-looking turtle." "Evil? She ain't evil. She's just a snapping turtle. Your own fault that you got in her way. Whopper, ugly, you just wait. Now fetch me a pole." In a few excited moments, Minn's nearly 25 pounds dangled helplessly, her tail tied to a pole carried on the 2 boys' shoulders. A fearful yelp from the yapping cur, and Minn's head snapped back with a tuft of yellow hair in her jaws. Too bad, Sam said. Just one more insult, and he would have never fought beside skunk. Anything beside, he'd forget skunks. Soon he wouldn't have time for eating, keeping up with insults and feuds. So there's the alligator in the alligator gar, and here's Minn. At 25 pounds, she's big, but an alligator snapping turtle is way bigger, and the loggerhead sea turtle is bigger still. And here's the boys with their dog as they found Minn. Sam and Robert followed the riverbank, Minn swinging from the pole like a frying pan, and a yellow nose spinning in circles was the dog. When the boys stopped to rest, Minn struck again. This time she seemed to be growing a yellow mustache. That dog's going to be full-blooded, hairless, mighty soon, Sam sighed. Now past them bushes, now over the chicken wire. There you go, turtle to the puddle. But she shies away from the puddles. What is that pond? Look down from here. And Sam walked around to a plank pushed over the water like a diving board. That big lump down there is a loggerhead, named because his head is like the end of a log, I reckon. But a traveling man, he says to Pappy, real loggerheads is sea turtles, made in the Gulf. This is an alligator turtle. But Pappy says, we got gator garfish that kill good fish. We got real gators in swamps. They eat hogs, and just don't want to hear no more about gators. In this family here, this here turtle is just a plain loggerhead. Pappy and Grandpappy, they caught him in the swamp, fetched him by a wagon, and he's more than 2 foot wide, over 100 pounds, too big for a swill bar, so we made this turtle pen. When we turned him loose in it, Pappy stepped on the bank, and he walked off with Pappy to the puddle easy. Pappy held a crotch stick to chuck his head down. Then he snapped backwards. That head's 8 inches wide and could snap Pappy's foot clean off one bite. He's going to be a big kettle of stew at a country fair come fall. Aunt you thought that little snapper was a whopper, huh? Well, Robert, alongside that big old loggerhead, she's an itty-bitty gentle kitten. That night, painful yelps called the family from the cabin to the turtle pen. That dog, yelled Sam, pointing to a hole under pushed-up wired fence. Feuding again. Dog ought to get that snapper, but she come out, yellow hair and all. Both turtles got loose, bellowed Grandpappy, crawled under the fence. Even that was my dog. But the dog was now a full-blooded pointer again, down at the river bank, like a statue on a plank. His nose was pointed at the disappearing bubbles. So Minn didn't stay caught for long. She's not going to be made turtle soup yet. Minn of the Mississippi.